started on this video, I just wanted to take a minute to say that I'm very aware that for today's video, there is a light behind me that makes it hard to see. You're in a corner that's a little bit dark, and my head's cut off part of the time. That's because that's how I have to situate you right now to see what I'm doing. Because the rest of my kitchen is full of the cookies I'm in the middle of baking for a teacher thing next week. Just wanted to give you the heads up that it's not the easiest video, but I am aware of all the weird angles and darkness and head cut off and all that stuff. But I hope that you enjoy it anyways. Blocking the light. Hi there, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm gonna do a really quick recipe for lemon couscous with spinach. And you can do this with any couscous. I happen to have today a box I got from Aldi of, it's kind of like an instant couscous almost. You don't have to use instant, I normally don't. It doesn't take long to cook anyways if you use the regular stuff. I just couldn't find it anywhere recently, so I picked up these. And I'm gonna actually start with a little bit more flavor in the pan than what this is. Cause this is like, if you follow the directions on the box, it's just, you know, you add water, a little bit of salt, and you cook it. We're gonna add a little bit of flavor. So the first thing I'm doing is I am putting in some butter in the pan. And I just have a regular saucepan because it's all gonna be in this one pot right here. I'm gonna chop some onion and I'm gonna add some garlic to it and just saute it a tiny bit before I add the liquid. And this is something, it's actually mid-afternoon right now and we're busy tonight, so this is something I'm making ahead. It reheats very well, and I'm just going to reheat it later. I'm actually later going to add one of my cans of chicken to it and make it a main dish for a meal, but it's normally a side dish for us. But couscous is one of those things that it reheats just like the original thing, so it's nice to make ahead. And I'm just adding a little more flavor. You could also, like, I'm using canned chicken tonight that I canned myself, but you could use rotisserie chicken, leftover any meat really. I'm adding some garlic to this. I like garlic, so I'm adding quite a bit. I do not have measurements for this, y'all. It's how I roll. So I chopped up that onion fairly fine. And I probably put about 2 tablespoons of garlic in there if you really want to estimate. That was a small onion. What I'm gonna do to add flavor is I'm going to put lemon in here, and I'm actually gonna zest a little bit. And this is the liquid for the couscous to cook. And if you follow the directions on whatever your package is, like mine says for this whole box, I need 2 cups of liquid. So I'm gonna put the zest in here, and I'm going to juice the lemon straight into here, and then I'm gonna top off the rest of the 2 cups with water. You could use broth. You don't want to add the lemon juice to the 2 cups or whatever you're using on your package directions, because that would give it too much liquid, and then it wouldn't have as good of a texture. It'd be too kind of runny. Okay, so I am going to juice these straight into here. And I put quite a bit of lemon in mine. I'm using 2 whole ones here, but these are actually very, very juicy ones. I would normally use slightly more. I used to have really juicy lemons on a lemon tree back at my old house, but I can't grow lemons here in East Tennessee, so I have to buy store-bought ones, which kill me because they're expensive. I never realized how expensive they were. And in addition to that, they're usually dry, but these are actually good ones. Fish out a couple seeds here. And that actually gave me about a quarter cup of lemon juice. And I'm gonna fill the rest to the 2 cup mark with water. You can use broth if you want. I don't really find too much of a flavor difference between water and broth. Okay. So I have all the juice in here. I've got some zest in here. I have a couple more seeds I'm pulling out. It was a very seedy one. I've noticed that the juiciest lemons have the most seeds. I don't know if that is just a connection I've made that's actually scientific or what. Come here, you little last seed. Okay, so I am just getting the garlic and onion a little bit soft. They're already almost there. I have it on high heat. Okay, I'm gonna add the water with the lemon juice. Got a little bit of deglazing going on here. And you just need to bring it to a boil. I'm kind of amazed that I only need 2 cups of liquid for this, but you'll believe it. So at this point, I'm bringing the couscous up to a boil, and I'm just following package directions. So whatever couscous you use, follow the package directions. Just start with your garlic and onion sauteed in butter. Put your lemon zest and lemon juice in whatever measuring it tells you, and then just add your couscous there, because it will still be the same, where you boil the water, then add the couscous, and then you let it cook and then sit. So this one, I haven't even read yet. So you bring it to a boil, stir this in and cover it, and then you remove it from the heat and you let it sit there. That's one of the things I like about it, is you don't have to sit there and babysit and stir it. You remove it from the heat and it absorbs over a few minutes, and then it's ready. So get my lid for that. And then the very last thing after I put it in and let it sit for 5 minutes is I'm gonna add handfuls of spinach. You can add any green. I haven't had my greens today. You can add any green. I just happen to have about 2 big handfuls of spinach. Again, no measurement, if you like a little or a lot or none. I stir that in after it's sat 5 minutes and it is warm still, and it will kind of wilt the spinach down, and it makes for a nice dish. You could also put Parmesan on top of this when you're done. That is really good, especially when you're doing it as a side dish. We are almost to a boil here. I'm gonna let this boil, and then this is a nice boil going on. I'm gonna add my couscous in. I'm gonna stir it around so it's nicely combined. Put my lid on, turn it off, set my timer for 5 minutes, and then I will see. Okay, my timer just went off. I was doing dishes. Let's see what it looks like. Beautiful. Bring that up for you. Ta-da. So at this point, you can fluff it, and I am going to I forgot to put in the salt earlier, so I'm gonna put a big healthy pinch of salt, and then I'm gonna throw in my greens. Empty that out. And then it's a little bit easier with tongs. Let's see. I just want to mix the greens into there so that they can get under the warm couscous. Okay, now it's all mixed in there. I'm just gonna keep the lid on to keep it warm for like another 2 minutes, just enough for the spinach to wilt down a tiny bit. Okay, so checking this out now. Looks like it's pretty wilted down. It'll could use another minute or 2, but we're gonna go ahead and plate it. It'll continue to wilt down on its own anyways. So pretty easy stuff here. And like I said, you can leave spinach out, you can add more to it. I'm gonna add chicken tonight. You can leave it plain. Pine nuts would also be really good in here. Put a little parm on top. And that, my friends, is delicious and fast. This fast cooking stuff was, including sauteing the onions and garlic and things, this probably took less than 15 minutes. I'll just reheat it tonight and it's gonna be ready for me. Not much easier than that.